Do you really think Harry Kane's goal scoring records are irrelevant?
Yeah, he's won no trophies still. If you type in Premier League top goal scorers and go through the list, pretty much all of them have won something. He ain't. Go through the list. They've all won something pretty much. He's won nothing. His record, like for England, like and Toby, I put it on my Instagram story, and Toby replied to it, and he was like, "Yeah, but you could do that for every England player." Yeah, I said, "Yeah, Rooney's record's just as bad, scoring against Kazakhstan and Liechtenstein and that. Like, come on, tell we could put an 11 together and beat Liechtenstein, like Gibraltar and teams like that. Let's get real with it. Yeah, the fact and reality is he's won no trophies. It's all great being England's top goal scorer and Tottenham's top goal scorer and Premier League top goal scorer, which he will do at some point. Yeah. Fact is, he's won nothing. So I say this to you all the time. I said this last season, the season before, and the season before. Irrelevant runs of form that lead to nothing are irrelevant. Irrelevant goals that lead to nothing are irrelevant. That's it. Terry? So when he sits down in 40 years' time with his grandkids and he's sitting there watching Tottenham because he ain't ever leaving that club because he's a serial loser, right? He will sit there and his grandkids will be saying, "Oh, Granddad, you played. Oh, how good was you, Granddad? Oh, yeah, I'm Tottenham's top goal scorer. I scored 350 goals because that's probably what he'll get by the end of his career. 400 goals. Oh, okay. So they're in the cup today, Granddad. So did you ever win any cups? No, I didn't win anything, but I'm Tottenham's top goal scorer. Oh, what about for England, Granddad? No, I didn't win anything. Like, get real. You say this all the time, right? The elites, the greats, the ones considered as great footballers, great strikers, great defenders, midfielders, etc. Yeah, they all win stuff. Yeah, this guy in the chat, big up João Pereira in the chat. Yeah, so Matt Letizia is irrelevant. Matt Letizia, yeah, 100% is one of the best footballers I've ever seen. Yeah, but he's won nothing, so he can't ever be considered to be one of the greatest footballers of all time and in that great list. If you're going to do a Premier League best 11, Matt Letizia don't come anywhere near it. But for me, technical ability is one of the best footballers I've ever seen.
You're bang on there. If Matt Letizia, this guy was an attacking midfielder, really. I don't know if they class him as a striker. He was an attacking midfielder. And this guy, like, if we go through like the pomp of his career from 1990 through like 24 goals, 23 goals, 15 goals, 18 goals, 25. In 1995 in the Premier League, he scored 30 goals. This was an attacking midfielder. These numbers are insane. His ability was out of this world. He was sublime to watch. And he had a long career. He had longevity. But we didn't see what he did under major pressure of having to win titles. And I was talking about this last night. And listen, I agree with you, by the way. His goals are amazing. His goals prove he's a brilliant footballer and he's a brilliant technician and he's got great output. But he doesn't have anything tangible to show for it. We haven't seen him perform regularly enough at the most pivotal moments of seasons, in title races, in semi-finals and in finals. We haven't seen that regularly enough for him to talk to legends. Now, he'll go down to be the same as Matt Letizia is. Matt Letizia is a Southampton legend. He'll probably eat in Southampton for free for the rest of his life. Harry Kane will be a Spurs legend forever already. He will. But being a Spurs legend doesn't equate football legend. If you want to be seen like a Henry, an Aguero, a Rooney, a Cantona, an Andy Cole, a Dwight York, a Ian Wright, a Drogba, all these players, Zola, Bergkamp, the list just goes on and on. Obviously, Haaland's coming in now and creating one for himself. You have to win those major trophies. You have to have those moments that led to major trophies. You have to have those memories that are played on forever. You absolutely need to be in that category. Now, Spurs fans don't need to agree with that to love him because he's your player. Of course, you're going to love him. But at the end of the day, you don't have the same level of standards that the Arsenal fans, United fans, Liverpool fans do. To be a Liverpool legend, do you know what you have to win, do, score, and achieve to become a legend at that football club based on their history? At Man United, like Rashford's got 4 trophies. He's already in the top 25 goal scorers. Yeah, he's already I think he's already in the top 20 to 25 goal scorers of our club's history. His goal scoring ratio, if he plays for another 8 years for us, he'll probably be in the top 3 goal scorers of all time. If he don't win Premier Leagues or Champions Leagues for us, he won't be a United legend. Fans won't have it. So I totally agree with you. When I say irrelevant, I think there's a relevance to them. They only become irrelevant if he doesn't win anything at the end of it. If he goes on to win the Euros for England, then it's there's something tangible to it. Imagine being the Premier League's all-time leading goal scorer without even having a man won't even have a community shield to his name. It's crazy. It's
Hey, do
terrible.
you know what's mad though, right?
Go on, man, go on.
I rate Harry Kane. I think he's a top footballer.
No, I agree.
Like his footballing IQ is insane. He's so talented, it is mad. Yeah, and he's an elite goal scorer as well. Like consistently, he's very rarely injured. If you just read out his stats, yeah. But if you actually go through how many games he's played every season, he's not ever really had a long-term injury. He's always played 30 games, 29 games, 34 games, 37 games every season. So he's got the longevity with it as well, and he's smashing it with goals, and he is actually a sick footballer. The problem he's got is every time he comes up in a big pressure scenario, he bottles it. League Cup final, bottled it. Not World Cup final, fucking Euros final, bottled it. Champions League final, bottled it. Yeah, semi-final against France. The ball's still a little bit in space. Like every time he comes up in a big pressure scenario, he bottles it or ghosts. Yeah, and you can say, oh yeah, but the rest of the team did it as well. Okay, yeah, that's great. But Matt Le Tissier played for Southampton, mate. Yeah, and no matter how crap they were, that guy was always a 7 or 8 out of 10 every week, and he always showed up. Yeah, but again, there wasn't any real pressure there. I get that. He should have played for England a lot more. But if you're the top boy at your football club or you're the top boy of your nation, you have to be, no matter how crap your team or your country may be. Look at Gareth Bale for Wales. Gareth Bale single-handedly dragged them to a semi-final. Wales.
Well, this is the thing, right? People often ask why do players from the bigger clubs, the top 6 clubs, get picked for England more than the smaller clubs? Because generally speaking, they're player at a higher intensity of pressure, and that mental fortitude is ignored by football fans because all we ever focus on is ability and or stats. Sometimes just that, sometimes just ability, sometimes both. But you often don't think about the young lad who's doing brilliant at Brighton right now. He sounds like Matoma, and he's doing brilliantly. Oh, everyone's got to sign him. I think everyone should be watching him, but we haven't seen what he's like. We don't know what he's going to be up against low blocks in 85% of his games. We don't know how he's going to respond to having a Man United shirt or an Arsenal shirt or a City shirt on his back in terms of the pressure. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm saying don't just react after 3 or 4 good months. Scout him a little bit longer. Do more research.
Prime example.
Exactly. So I think with Harry Kane, look, I want him at United. I do want him at United because I do think if he's at a club where, and ironically, the pressure of Man United could completely consume him, but then it's also spread out because at Spurs, as soon as they get to a big game, it's all right, Harry Kane will save us. You shouldn't. That's how we killed Rooney with England. It should never be Rooney's going to win us the World Cup. It's going to be the team is going to win us the World Cup, and individuals perform within that. And I think Spurs fans have put too much pressure on him at the wrong moments. I think at Man United, Harry Kane, the pressure being spread amongst the Casemiro's, the Rashford, the Brunos, I think he could handle that. And I've said in the group chat earlier today, I think Man United will win the Premier League and Champions League in the next 4 years. I think we'll win both in the next 4-year period with the direction we're going in. Come and join us and create a damn legacy for yourself, my friend, because right now, Vardy has a better career than you. Less goals, but I know Harry Kane, if you got him alone, injected him with a little bit of truth serum, you see in Marvel or something. What do you want? The goal record or a Premier League trophy? And I'm talking, just for all the idiots in the back, I'm talking about a Premier League trophy that he was integral and pivotal and an important player in winning. He would take that trophy because that picture of him lifting the Premier League trophy becomes historic forever. The picture of him lifting the Golden Boot record in front of Spurs fans, no one will give a fuck about. No one will care about because Alan Shearer had the record and a Prem. When is he getting discussed these days? He doesn't really.
Do you know what's mad? Neither does Andy Cole. Andy Cole don't ever get put in the discussion for one of the best strikers in the Premier League, and he currently holds the record with Shearer, 34 goals in a season.
Bro, do you know what's really crazy? One of the hot takes I was gonna put up for you today.